Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to look at the Andycine A6 Lite monitor. It's an improved version of the Andycine A6, although this is a bit lighter, hence the name. Let's quickly dive through the specs real quick. The Andycine A6 Lite is a 5-inch 4K capable monitor. Now this doesn't display 4K, but it accepts a 4K signal from the camera. So that way the camera doesn't have to do any trickery to display it. This monitor does have some cool features built in though. The cool thing with this monitor is everything that you need to get started. It has this nice cool case. It has a micro to full-size HDMI cord, battery, charger, and a lens shade. I was blown away by the quality of the monitor. It's very sharp, very detailed, and colors seem to be pretty good. I believe that's an improvement over the A6. Now, it is a 5-inch monitor, so you do need to keep that in mind. You're not gonna have as much real estate, of course, as a 7-inch monitor, but just for comparison, I have my iPhone 7 Plus. It's like about the same size screen. Over on the side, let's just peek through here. We have HDMI in and HDMI out. This is nice to see. So if you want to display to a TV as well, you can do so right there. Pretty cool. You also have a DC in, so you can power this from, a wall or whatnot. And what makes this really shine is right up top, we have a DC out. So right now I'm powering my camera with a dummy battery. And over here we have a headphone jack, so if you have a Sony a6300 or a Panasonic G7 where they don't have headphone jacks, you've now got that. And you have a USB firmware upgrade. And on the top of the monitor, we have our power on and off. We have our channel up and down, menu, left, right, function 1 and function 2 buttons. I think out of the box it's displayed to peaking and false color. I have mine displayed to flip the image around. So whenever I do one of these things, flipping the monitor, you have to kind of flip the orientation of the screen. I do really wish this was done automatically because that would make it really easy just to flip this around. Going through the menus are never fun on these cheaper monitors because when you have to go through the menu, you kind of just have to press these 4 buttons to kind of toggle through what you want. Fortunately though, the menus are not that large and you don't really ever need to go in them, I think, once you kind of have them set up. So typically this is mounted on top of the hot shoe like so. So it gives you an extra cold shoe mount so you can put a microphone, light, whatever you decide to be. So yeah, you typically just use this to flip the whole camera around. This makes the whole setup a bit too tall for this. With this camera cage and this top handle, I'm able to put on the side, and I think this is really sweet of a setup. And it works super well. It kind of reminds me of like a mini red setup. Let's pop it off the tripod. You can hold it by this top handle, and it just looks sweet, I think, in my opinion. So the lens hood is actually very simple to attach. It just uses Velcro, and on along the sides of the monitor there is these the hard pokey bits. But it's off to the side so you don't really ever feel them. So that's a plus. I was kind of concerned. It's a good design on their part. That just attaches like so, and if you need it off, it's that quick. So do keep in mind that this monitor only includes a full-size to micro HDMI. So this works with cameras like the Panasonic G7, Sony cameras. Do keep that in mind. If you have a full-size HDMI port on your camera like the GH5, you will need to buy an extra cable. This one I got from Monoprice. I'll leave a link in the description below. But when first receiving this monitor, I was excited to try out the Andycine monitor mount, which I reviewed a few months ago. However, I was slightly disappointed to find out that there is no quarter 20 on the bottom of the monitor. That's an oopsie on there. And the reason I think it's not as well designed is you're trying to keep a very small compact setup with a 5-inch monitor. So having something really small like this makes a lot of sense. You could just put it on your camera and just have this tiny little monitor to mount. Fortunately though, I realized you could actually detach this quarter 20 from the side. So actually remove the side screws and move this to the bottom of the monitor screwed it back in, and got the quarter 20 on the bottom. I wonder if Andycine should include a spare part like this. That way you can choose where you want to mount the camera, whether from the bottom or with the side bracket. Now, I would say this mounting bracket is a build quality flaw. This sort of tighten mechanism just kind of feels really loose. It kind of, you know, it's not supported too well, and then you got to try to tighten it. So I wish there could be a quality of improvement right there. One of my favorite ways to use a monitor is when filming videos just like this. When you're looking into the camera, it's really convenient to have a good quality display when you're doing that, so that way you can make sure you're in focus and everything just tends to look better with a better quality display. Alright, so that wraps up my review for the Andycine A6 Lite. Really enjoy using it so far. Highly recommend it if you're on a budget. Thank you guys for watching, and catch you next time.